is like, how do you onboard people into this system? Because your target market really is people who probably have no exposure to crypto and they might have a phone, but it's a hard sell, I think, to get them in, just to make that first initial step. Friction is really hard to get past.
So, we have over 400,000 people who already opened wallets. We have about 70,000 people who are claiming. I think for us now, it's about creating the ecosystem so people can see the real value. So we had amazing stories. We're trying to tell those stories over Twitter, over social media. We had people who claimed GoodDollars for a while to actually pay for tuition in Nigeria, for university in Nigeria. We had stories actually in Israel. We're working with a food kitchen, so we can actually pay for fruits and vegetables with GoodDollars. So we and the community are basically promoting a lot of these stories of how people can actually use GoodDollars to receive sort of philanthropic goods and services, or things that are that you would generally say everybody says is very good things to consume. But again, I think the process is about hacking value. How do we make sure more people buy and sell goods and services in GoodDollar? And then on the other hand, how do we promote GoodDollar into more people who have wealth, who are willing to stake into the GoodDollar to increase the value of the GoodDollar for everyone?
Spirax recently launched the USDS, a decentralized stablecoin with built-in auto yield. The stablecoin generates yield organically from DeFi applications like Curve, then drops it right into your wallet. Residing 100% on-chain, USDS is an ideal collateral for DeFi users and doubles as a high-interest savings account for the metaverse. Thanks to the auto yield, it pays to hold USDS. Visit spirax.io to start earning today.
Now, I know you have tons to say about the metaverse, but we're talking about basically a good that drops into people's wallets. You own an ape. Presumably you got ape coin, and there's been multiple airdrops. Like, it feels a bit strange. I also have an ape, and I received like ape coin. Are you conflicted at all by that? It feels a little strange, that whole Bored Ape kind of ownership and ecosystem. And
I love the concept of sort of magic internet money, right? So what we're seeing is, people generate wealth out of thin air. I don't think that's a bad thing. I think, people that are more conservative are looking at what's happening and they're like, this doesn't make any sense. You bought a JPEG for $400. It's worth $400,000. Now you got another $100,000 in this token. Now they give you access to more NFTs. I think what's happening, and I would generally sort of look at the entire crypto industry, $2 trillion worth of wealth was generated out of thin air. The majority of it out of thin air. And it generated, it redistributed wealth. Right? It created wealth to a lot of individuals. You could argue about that distribution of wealth, the inequality in crypto, but in general, you have a generation that suddenly took the tools of the internet, the tools of creating new token economics, and generated wealth in ways that still the traditional world really can't understand, maybe doesn't want to understand. Anything you'll hear from a pension fund manager anywhere is crypto is dangerous. NFTs are going into zero. If you're buying into ICOs, you're wasting your money. And let's warn people that they're risking 100% of their money that's going to disappear. And then at the end of the day, I'm looking around my sort of crypto community, and a lot of people generated wealth. So in some cases, significant amount of wealth. So I think what this proves is this technology, right, and this community, right? So the global, again, technology, let's quote unquote call it blockchain, and community, let's call it the crypto community worldwide, which will scale, are able to generate value out of thin air. And we've seen $2 trillion of this value already generated. So when I'm looking at the GoodDollar, what I'm saying is, if we can structure this as something that's fair and better for everyone, why can't we create another $1 or $2 trillion of value that are just being distributed more fairly, right? But it's all about, and everything in technology is about iterating. It's about sort of, iterating one idea into another. NFTs are undoubtedly something that is generating a lot of interest and wealth right now in the world, and about distributing wealth from one country to another, from artists to speculators. So I think, again, what this really proves is there is this thing called magic internet money. It's happening right now, and people are already generating it. It's just about what's the right thing, how do you distribute it, how do you make it from 100 million people to 1 billion people to maybe 5 billion people using it.